Hello, how are you doing? How's your day? How's your week? It's Wednesday again, and when it's Wednesday, it's time for another episode of The Priming. This is a space where we talk about the pleasures, the pains in the process and practice of creating art. If you've been here before, thank you so much for tuning in again. If you're new here, welcome to the tribe. My name is Ibalai, and you're listening to The Priming. Thank you so much again for tuning in. It's so special to me that you're listening to this. And we launched this a few weeks ago. We have a couple of episodes up, and the feedback from you has been really amazing. Thank you so much for letting me know what this podcast, what you felt about this podcast and what it means to you. I really appreciate that, and I hope that as we keep doing this, it will keep getting better and better. Right? It's been quite a week for me. A couple of losses here, a couple of gains there, but that's what life is, right? From the previous podcast, I usually go through the replies that I get. And big shout out to you if you leave your replies there, because we really want to make this a conversation. I love it being back and forth, and I appreciate you for leaving your reply there. And on one of the replies actually has led to me doing this episode. So today we're going to be talking about the aspect of purpose intertwined in being an artist. What does it mean to have a purpose? Purpose is like a function, right? When you're born into society, you have a bigger function than just existing. So, and I believe every single individual that gets born into this world actually gets the chance to fulfill their purpose. You might not know your purpose, and that's okay. You might know your purpose, but you might be wrong. So I think your purpose as a human being, before we get into the artist bit, your purpose as a human being is just, first of all, to exist, because come to think of it, you existing is actually quite significant. Also, you existing, you fulfill some emotional, I don't want to say a gap, because before you there wasn't a gap, but you fulfill some emotional functionality in society. So you just being there is actually quite a thing. So don't push yourself trying to think about what your purpose is, because you'll never figure it out. There's a big chance that nobody has ever figured out what their purpose is. They just do what they do. So your purpose is to do what you do in the best way possible, in the best possible way that you can do it. Just keep doing that. You'll actually be making quite some significant amount of change in society, some significant amount of contribution to the betterment of humanity. What does it mean to have a purpose as an artist? Being an artist, through the years, artists have been creating art, for pleasure mostly, to fulfill some excitement, to entertain, right? But is that really the end purpose of artists? I don't know. These are topic that people might differ on a lot. Every single person has a single kind of interpretation to this. But I think your purpose as an artist is to actually find your own personal fulfillment. It's not about the world. It's about you. Are you happy doing what you do? Do you feel fulfilled as you do what you do? Is it making you better? Is it like adding years to your life? Because they say if you're happy, live longer. Is it doing that for you? If it's not, then probably you're not. It's not like fulfilling you. So it has to come from within, and it has to fulfill from within first before it can help someone else. Because they say the best way you can help someone else is by helping yourself. As an artist, your purpose is to find fulfillment in creating the art that you create. Then in that way, other people will find many other things in your art that even you yourself can't imagine. So never waste a second of your life trying to think what purpose you can fulfill as an artist. Just keep doing what you do and do it in the best way you can. And you might say that a personal background and experience of artists actually influence the kind of artistic purpose that they have. And that's to some extent that's true, because the experiences you go through as a child in childhood stays with you for the rest of your life, and it actually influences your behavior, your perceptions, your belief system, and everything else. Being an artist, beyond just the aesthetic bit of the music you create, of the artworks you produce, or of the performance you do on stage, there is some small aspect of personal experience that plays a part in what you do. If you can find that most artists actually are inclined towards working on matters that have surrounded their lives for quite a while. Like a few weeks ago, I had the opportunity to join some Sudanese artists in Nairobi at Alliance Française. I don't speak French. The discussion was the purpose of art in times of war. These specific artists some have been in Kenya for a while doing the practice here, and some came in recently after some conflict broke out in their country, and it has not been safe for artists to keep doing what they do in their countries. And by the way, I stand with artists who are caught in situations where they can't keep doing what they do because maybe there is war going on or there is this or that. I stand with them, and I really pray that all that settles down and artists can really get back into doing what they do best, because it's actually heartbreaking to see people who had normal lives, people who never thought that one time they'd be running away from their homes because there's a conflict, actually being in that situation. You can just imagine the amount of confusion, the amount of troubles that they might be going through in their minds. I don't think we can even imagine until it has happened to you. So I really stand with you guys, and if you have the chance to help them in any way, please do so. When I was there, we talked about several things in length, but we're going to focus on purpose. So in times of war, we noted that artists actually have quite a big role to play in times of war, both in trying to cool things down and bring everything back to more normal, and also in the part that maybe some artist or artwork might actually be fueling the conflict. Art has quite huge power at its disposal, and artists should actually strive to do good for these, do good for themselves, do good for the people around them, and the whole of humanity and the world in general, right? I can't say I know what my artistic purpose is, but I'm really working on it. If something comes to mind, something that I feel like I need to talk about, something that I feel I need to put a message out there, I use my creativity, all the means that are by me, to get a message out. And in that way, I'm actually driving towards fulfilling my artistic purpose. So actually, there's this project that I'm working on right now. It's called To Be Royalty. You know how, I think I've talked about this before, but for the sake of those who have missed it, I believe every single human being is royalty. You rule your own world. We all live in our own individual worlds, and you actually rule that world. So in this project, I'm just trying to show people what it means to be royalty to me, what royalty means to me, and what makes me feel like royalty, and why other people should also feel so. Doing it so that it resonates with other people and get people to actually believe in themselves and give themselves the much respect they deserve. And I want people to realize that they actually have a say in their lives. They make the ultimate decisions, that they actually influence their lives. This is where self-expression comes in handy. Being able to express yourself fully to get a message across. And balancing artistic purpose with practical aspects of life is actually quite a challenge. And it might actually be an obstacle to playing a part in your purpose as an artist. The practical aspects of life are earning a livelihood, because you have to actually earn something to live in this world right now, to pay your bills, to get your food, get your clothing. That's a practical aspect that might be a challenge to practicing your art in the direction of it being from a point of fulfilling some purpose. But from the conversations I've had with several artists who I believe are actually living in art right now fully, them being able to support their families, them being able to earn a livelihood from art, them being able to not worry about money and just care about creating art. Actually, it's kind of a cycle that's looped. So it starts from the artist not caring about the money, but caring about the art, crafting their art because it's something that they love doing, something that they want to keep doing. If they keep doing that, kind of becomes a cycle. And if I'm to advise anyone out there trying to find the artistic purpose, my advice to you would be, stop chasing that purpose. Just keep doing what you do. Do it because you love it. Do it because you want to do it. And in the end, the purpose will find you. So stop chasing for that purpose. That purpose will find you if you just keep doing what you love and creating what you want to create. I'll leave you with this question. Who's that artist that actually makes you believe that art has a purpose to fulfill and it's possible to do it. Thank you so much for tuning in, and I'll see you around next week on Wednesday.